good morning, Andrea Horwath's office. Can you please hold?
Yeah.
Thank you for holding. How can I help you?
Yeah, it's Robert Burgess calling.
Mr. Burgess, how are you?
Not bad. Okay, I've gone to the Attorney General's office, and they said they can't get intervene in the OIPRD because they're independent. I showed them a memorandum of understanding between the OIPRD and the Attorney General's office, and Section 5C says the director is accountable to the Attorney General. And they still refuse to investigate, so I went to the Ombudsman's office, and the Ombudsman's office says there's nothing we can do. And I said, what about 5C? And they said, we know when 5C applies, but we're not going to tell you.
So, Mr. Burgess, I spoke with sorry, and I always mix up the
OIPRD.
With the OIPRD.
Yeah.
With regards to when they have cases that are when they pursue them and when they don't, and with regards to how they do the intake and how it is processed. I had a meeting with them for about an hour, going through to determine whether or not there was anything more that we can do and how they evaluate the intake of cases similar to yourself. Right?
Yeah.
We did not speak specifically of your case.
Yeah.
We spoke in terms of the process of how they do the intake, how they look at the situation, and how and how it is determined is the best course of action with regards to the investigative oversight of the OPIRD.
Yeah.
All that being said, as you've noted here, and you seem to be in a circle of hearing the same answer, but not appreciating the answer that they're giving you, that they've determined that they are not going to pursue your case based on the facts that you put forward, as outlined in the responses that you've gotten. I can appreciate that you disagree with that, but beyond what they've told you, there is nothing more that I am able to do to assist you in investigating this course of matter.
Why can't you bring it up with the Attorney General's office?
And so I will repeat back to that same premise, that this is an investigation that was that they looked at the merits of your case.
Yeah.
They determined that it was not that they were not going to pursue it. And beyond that, there isn't anything more that we can do.
Why can't you talk to the Attorney General's office?
Well, the Attorney General's office, as they mentioned to you, that process is independent.
No. 5C of the memorandum says the director is accountable to the Attorney General for fulfilling his mandate and his roles and responsibilities under the Police Services Act.
And it would appear to me that the Attorney Generals, you've approached them, have made it clear that they're not going to contact the OPIRD on your behalf.
Yeah, but what about 5C then? When does that apply?
That's your interpretation of 5C, and unfortunately, in this case, it's based on the merits that you presented. They've made an answer, and I can appreciate that you're not happy with that answer.
No. One of the complaints was my landlord stealing some stuff out of my apartment. I called the Hamilton police. The police said it's not a police matter. So I filed a complaint with the OIPRD. The OIPRD said your complaint against the officer is better dealt with by the Landlord-Tenant Board. There's nothing in the Landlord-Tenant Act that deals with complaints against police.
Okay. So did you go to the Landlord-Tenant Board?
No. Well, they can't arrest my landlord.
But if you believe that there was theft happening in your
I want the landlord charged criminally.
Yeah, and it appears that that's not going to happen, right?
Right, for reasons that aren't legitimate.
Well, again, we're talking in circles here, not because I enjoy this conversation, but because it is the nature of how sometimes this investigation works. They've made a determination based on the facts, right?
Which is wrong.
You've also filed a complaint. The complaint was found that the OPRD did not pursue it, and you were advised to pursue it through the Landlord-Tenant Board. There is nothing more, sir, that we can do to assist you in your complaint.
But the OIPRD are clearly wrong in what they're saying.
That's your interpretation of it.
So what is it in the Landlord-Tenant Act to deal with criminal complaints against conduct complaints against police?
Again, we're going to be going back and forth on this, I think.
So how do you know I'm wrong then if you don't know where it says that?
I'm not. So again, I'm just going to reiterate the facts here. You filed a complaint. Your complaint was not substantiated, and at this point, there's nothing more that we can do to assist you.
Even if the OIPRD are wrong in what they're saying.
Have you approached a lawyer, sir?
I have no money. Well, what's a lawyer going to do? You can't sue them. The limitation period's gone by. So you're telling me even if they're wrong, you're not going to do anything about it?
It's an independent process?
No, the Attorney General's office.
Yeah, we are not going to intervene on this behalf. No, we're not.
Even if they're wrong?
We've determined that the review process, after speaking with the Office of the Independent Review Directorate that I spoke with them on Friday, reviewed the process in which they evaluate these cases, and based on that, we will not be taking any further action on your behalf.
So you can't talk to the Attorney General's office about the OIPRD?
We will not be taking any further action on your behalf.
Why not? It says in the MOU you can do that.
We will not be taking any further action on your behalf.
Why not?
We will not be taking any further action on your behalf.
Why not?
We will not be taking any further action on your behalf.
Why not?
Does
Andrea know all the details about this?
As you know, you've contacted our office for over a year.
Yeah.
The merits of your case are well documented.
And Andrea knows all the details.
This office is well aware.
No, Andrea. Does Andrea know all the details, or are you not telling her?
Is well aware of the circumstances of your case. And
so she's all in it. She agrees with you then?
We've reviewed your case extensively. We've looked at the merits of it and whether or not there is any further action for us to take, and there isn't any. Okay?
So Andrea knows all of that.
We have a file which indicates everything that you've shared with us. Okay?
Yep. Yeah, so Andrea knows it all then. Knows all the details.
Yeah. So Richard, I appreciate your time. As you can imagine, we do have other casework that we have to get to. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything more that I can do to help you this morning.
So what about Section 5C of the MOU?
I encourage you to, if you believe that there is something further, I encourage you to seek out legal representation, have a conversation with them regarding your case, and see if they're able to help assist you with regards to Section C that you're noting.
Yeah, but how do you know it's wrong if you haven't read it? Or if you know it applies, tell me when it applies.
I am being as polite as I can here, but I do have to go.
So when does Section 5C apply then, if it doesn't apply in my case?
Pardon?
When does Section 5C apply if it doesn't apply in my case?
I would encourage you to speak with someone with a legal background to get that interpretation.
But how do you know it's wrong then if you don't have the legal expertise?
Yeah. Mr. Bridges, I have to go. I wish you all the best in your pursuit of this, but unfortunately there's not much more I can do. Okay?
No, it's not okay.
All right. You have a good afternoon, sir.